Hello, welcome to the Good Life Meditation video. My name is Kurt. This is something that I do each and every morning, shortly after waking up, to remember my life objectives and principles, and to prepare for the coming day. It's 4:28 a.m. Let's do it. First, last night and yesterday. Tough night last night, tough day yesterday. Didn't sleep well last night. I'm pretty sure it was a result of the difficult day that I had yesterday. Yesterday was a day off for me, but I wound up working as I was bringing one of my projects live. I work in IT, and we were building new websites for the county where I work, and we had 7 new websites that we were going to bring live. And it was a long day of readiness, and we were going to do it, but in the last half of the day, a technical problem arose with the websites. The search function wouldn't work, and the vendor wasn't able to fix it, and the vendor called off the go live. So we didn't do it. I'm disappointed, but this is to be expected. If I turn to my principles and my objectives, they're helpful. For example, the principle of nature suggests that I should look at the nature of complex technical projects, and I should remember that it is the nature of such things to be difficult and to be problematic. That there's the human element, the technical element, and sometimes things go wrong. There's also my principle, the bullseye aim, which suggests that we strive for the mark, and we rarely hit square on, we usually miss. And also the principle of life will not go well, which suggests the same. I just realized how similar those two principles are. Maybe too similar. I'll have to think about it. So anyway, a lot of hard work didn't quite pay off. The thing that really has me, this is to be expected. So we'll try again, beginning next week. I think the thing that's got me most restless at this point is the timing. Next week I'm also working on the election, the November election, midterm election, IT element of that. And next week's going to ramp up for that. I also have another project that's the second wave of this website project that's ramping up too. I have a lot of things that are starting next week, and I'm moving. So it's a lot to do and think about. And I'm really, really tired. Really tired. So bear with me while I have some coffee, please. Looking forward to retirement, for sure. Let me just sip my coffee slowly here. Okay, let's do this. My 7 objectives are as follows. 1, to be always ready to die. And to have my affairs, my relationships, and my life's work in order. And they are. 2, to make a good and effective use of time. Do not let my days just slide by. 3, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, which is what I'm working on right now as I do my good life meditation. See, I just discovered this morning that there's not a lot of daylight between the two principles. Life will not go well, and the bullseye aim. Let me think about that then for a second. Should I keep them separate? When I'm going over them, they seem to strike a different part of my brain. How is that? Okay. Life will not go well suggests that guess it really is the same thing. It's tempering my expectation in both cases. Maybe I could take the bullseye aim and make it a sub-principle of life will not go well. Life will not go well. Bullseye aim. I guess in both cases it's the same thing, right? Because life will not go well means that I have in my mind some mental construct that represents a bullseye and I'm expecting to hit the center. It's the same damn principle. But I like them. I like the way that they say, I like the way they speak differently. But they shouldn't be separate principles then if they really are the same. I should probably move the bullseye aim. I'll think about it. But that's exactly what this objective is to be working on this stuff all the time. Okay, next is to make good cultivation of good emotional reactions, just to react to life. Not to be unduly emotional or upset or even too happy or expressive. It's tempering my control in any case. And then to do good things, and then to recognize my true limits, my true opportunities, and then to do one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, as I like to say. So, such a rote fashion. Okay, let's do the 32 principles. So tired. There's sleep out of my eyes. And I think allergies have kind of popped up and struck me. 1 is the principle of war. To always be fighting against truth, proposed truth, and settled truth. Because maybe I'm wrong. No truth should ever be held as 100%. It should always be tentative. Subject to examination. 2, the principle of reason, and the sub-principles of honesty, objectivity, and doubt. Honesty, objectivity, doubt, and humiliation. 3, the homunculus. The idea that I don't have a soul, that there's nothing about me that will survive my death other than the pieces of which I'm made, the atoms and molecules and the energy. But that'll all just dissipate away and be reused in some other way, or flash out into the universe at large. My body is cremated, burned up, and heat escapes through the atmosphere. Next is the Anchorhold, the suggestion that we're all ultimately quite alone. No one can really ever be with another person. We're trapped inside ourselves until we're dead. And then we're not trapped anywhere. We're nothing. And then the home of good and evil, right and wrong, are just opinions that reside in our head. The principle of purpose, is that right? Yeah. The purpose. Let me just make sure. I'm going to give myself a little help this morning. I'm stumbling here, guys. Whew. I need a little help. Yeah. Purpose and the sub-principles of biology, virtue, and mission. See, it's a good thing I checked that out. I hadn't really realized I had those 3. No, I knew those were there. See, I just thought out of it. I am. So my mission. My purpose is to be a good husband and father. To be a virtuous man. Where virtue is defined as working towards the improvement of the well-being of thinking creatures. And to pursue my mission, which is the sharing of this book going along, which I really need to try to do better. Then comes the atomic principle. Everything is made of bits and pieces. Then the atomic principle, the principle of nature, everything has some particular nature, including us. The pirate ride, free will seems to be an illusion. The principle of maturity, and the sub-principles of wisdom, fortitude, and integrity. And then the social principle, we are social creatures, we need each other. And then sub-principles of diplomacy, justice, and conspiracy. And then public speaking, and the sub-principles of best words, prudence, eloquence, rumor, and gossip. Temperance, controlling my consumption of all things, including life itself. And then life will not go well. Things are going to get tough through the day, like yesterday was a tough day. And then the horror show. Yesterday certainly wasn't a horror show level event. So, but that's coming, that's happening. It's happening to others. It's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen to me too, but there's only so much horror until you're just dead. I could expound on that to an stoic extent, but I'm not up to it. And then that which must be borne, what we have to carry through life. And there's a sub-principle that I never talk about called the hand on the tiller, which is a mental image that I have of sailing a small craft through the sea, rough sea, towards us, sunlight on the horizon through the clouds, and keeping my hand on the tiller though the wind is battering the boat right and left. And then comes the Feast of Offal, which is the banquet of our suffering, and then distraction and agency in the great indifference. We distract ourselves so we don't have to see that there is no God. And then the best seat in the house, to be okay with who I am, where I am, and what I'm doing. Then the Restless Man. The thing we feel drawn to do something in life, other than just the safe and sane. The Path of Wildness is the route we take to get to that something. The great life adventure is what results of doing that something. And then the risk of avoiding risk. Surface level risks of education, career, home, family, security. And then the deep risk of finding oneself, taking some time to do that. Sin and damnation, and the sub-principles of falsity, credulity, faith, superstition, dogma, gossip, and rumor. Doing any of those things results in a damnation of sorts, because we either become damned fool liars, damn fool gullible folks, or damn fool gossips and rumor mongers. And then complete oblivion after we're dead. It seems like there's nothing to follow. If there's no soul and then no afterlife, then we won't see our loved ones again. We won't have a chance to reconcile any differences, and there won't be any final justice. Too bad. And then the season of philosophy, a time to record what we've learned along the way. The bullseye aim, we talked about that already. The uphill climb, trudging up, keep climbing. Arena and utility, life is an arena for the development of good principles and objectives, and then we get a chance to daily work on those, to live better, to use them, to keep them sharpened, and to use them. And then nothing is enough. Just a suggestion towards less. It's funny how I'm thinking about getting electric bikes for my wife and I. That's not nothing, but it is something, and sometimes something's good. The principle of fun, reminder to have fun through the day. Remember the fun times of the past and anticipate good times to come. Okay, what I'm going to do from now is stop this. I'll start it uploading, and then I'll read a Johnson Rambler. Then I'll go over, read my Bible, feed my dogs, walk the dogs, get ready for the day. Nimiko and I are going to go down to Huntington Beach with a measuring tape to measure our new apartment. We're going to meet Emily there at 9 o'clock. So, or maybe it was 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock. Have a good day. Be safe, but not too safe.